Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be bringing you guys a bit of a different type of video, and it's a video I've wanted to make for a while, and I finally got around to doing it, and it's going to be about Khamzat Chimaev, and where he has been all this time, and why he has been gone for so long. So at the time of making this video, it's been about 9 months since we've seen Khamzat Chimaev. The last time we saw him was against Kevin Holland, in that crazy card which he completely ruined because he missed weight by like 8 pounds. And his fight with Nate Diaz had to be switched, and therefore he got to fight Kevin Holland. Well, he dismantled Holland in the first round, showing everybody the guy's still an animal. But since then, there's been a couple of things that have happened. For starters, I mean, now there's a bunch of uncertainty as to what weight class he can even fight in. He doesn't seem like he can make welterweight, and if he were to go to middleweight, who would he fight? Dana's even been asked in a couple of post-fight press conferences, is Chimaev going to be fighting at welterweight anymore? Where he's clearly stated that no, Khamzat will now be moving to middleweight. But if that's the case, why has it still been such an issue to get him a fight book? So since it's been 9 months since Chimaev's fought now, there'd have to be some sort of reasoning as to why he hasn't been active more. Because at the end of the day, the guy's always coming out saying he wants to smash everybody, he's going to beat everybody, he wants to fight all the time, and he's not taking damage in a lot of his fights. So it doesn't really make sense as to why he would be sitting out for so long, unless there was a specific reason. I don't think it's an injury because he's always posting videos of him training. You see a bunch of videos of him training in Sweden with teammates and whatnot, and he doesn't seem hurt. I don't think he's hurt. So it might have to do with something a little bit bigger than MMA. So these next 2 points I'm about to mention are by no means true at all. This is just me completely guessing at this point because I don't really know exactly why he's been out for so long, but there is definitely a reason. I would say the first one could potentially be visa issues. I think that he's had trouble with that in the past, and a lot of those European fighters from that sort of region, there tends to be a lot of visa issues with fighters. We've seen for one of his teammates, Guram Kudalotse, has had visa issues in the past recently that's prevented him from fighting in the States. So that could definitely be an issue. And that could be one of the reasons as to why we haven't seen him in so long. But the UFC doesn't just fight in America. Guys don't just fight in America. There's a bunch of cards, a lot, outside of America as well. So what else could it be? So the other reason I was thinking of, and this could be pretty far-fetched, but Khamzat's had a recent new friendship made with Ramzan Kadyrov, the Chechnyan leader. And there's always pictures of him out there posting and posing with him and his son and spending a lot of time out there with that family. And I think for the UFC, it's just not the best look for them. I mean, considering all the things going on right now with Ukraine and Russia and that war, I think any sort of political relationship and ties to fighters would be a major no-no for the UFC at this point, as that would only hurt the brand. So I think that's also another very valid reason as to why Khamzat hasn't been pushed into the light as much, even though diehard fans have been still screaming for him and wanting him to fight. But keeping him out of the view of the casuals and the general public might be better for the UFC right now, due to his relationships with people he's aligned himself with. So if I had to pick one of the reasons that I would think is more likely out of the two, it'd probably be the visa issues. I think the other one's a bit far-fetched, but it's still a possibility. I want to pivot to what could be in the near future for Khamzat and some more rumors that we've been hearing. So most recently, it's been Kamaru Usman. Him and Khamzat have been going back and forth on Twitter a bit, and they've been talking about fighting each other in a catchweight bout in Abu Dhabi, which, hey, I'm in for. I think that'd be a great fight. I don't really care what weight it's at. I think that would just be a fun fight, and a lot of people would like that. But Dana White already came out and said that he doesn't do catchweights. So it kind of leaves that fight in a weird position. Although I still think it can get done, it's going to be harder to make because I can't see either guy switching their weight class. So whether that fight happens or not, it seems like Khamzat's next fight is going to be in Abu Dhabi either way. So let's say Usman isn't the guy that steps in and fights Khamzat. Who else could it be? Off the top of my head, thinking about guys that could be ready by then, I mean, Marvin Vettori, potentially, Sean Strickland. That one doesn't really make too much sense. Jared Cannonier as well. I mean, I guess any of those three could be potential suitors for that, but I still think the Usman fight would be the better one to make. Even at a catch weight, I think that's the fight to make. I think getting Khamzat just back in the octagon, reminding people of how good he is in a fight against a guy like Usman would be so much better than him going out there in his return and fighting a guy like Vettori or Kane. He can do that after the Usman fight. That can be the next fight he needs in order to get a shot at the belt at middleweight. And I just think it makes more sense to have the Usman fight because it would draw a lot more eyes. And who knows? You don't even need another belt fight on that card. You could have Islam fighting Charles or whoever, and then you could have Khamzat and Usman in the co-main spot. And that'd be a perfect card. Overall, though, I just, to be honest, want to see Khamzat fighting. I don't really care what the reason is, whether it's visa issues, whether it's new friendships, whether it's just not accepting fights or not having anybody who accept fights against him. Whatever it is, it just needs to be fixed, and a fight needs to get made soon. This is one of the scariest guys, honestly, in the entirety of the UFC, one of the most talented guys, and the more this guy sits out, the more the UFC misses on opportunities to create big fights with him in it. I would like to see the Usman fight, then I would like to see him fight a contender at middleweight, and then get his shot against Israel Adesanya, whatever, and I think that would be a massive fight. But whatever the reasons are, Khamzat needs to get back into the octagon as soon as possible. So yeah, that's going to do it for this video, though. I'm interested to hear what you guys think. What do you think's going on with Khamzat right now? Why haven't we seen him in so long? I think it's really weird. I think this guy is one of the fastest growing fighters in the UFC. He's got a bunch of popularity and fame already. So it doesn't seem why he would sit out of the octagon for so long unless there was a certain reason that he couldn't be in there. So yeah, super interesting topic. Let me know what you guys think. I want to thank you guys for watching another one of my videos. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing and liking, as that would help me out a ton. And I'll see you guys later this week for my International Fight Week predictions for UFC 290. Super excited about that card. So yeah, until then, take care.